True to New York sports, what is going on? Sports talk with Boogie and Lou. Boogie, what is
going
up,
on?
my brother?
What's going on? What's going on?
How's everything going today? All right,
All
man.
right. How was your Easter?
Easter was good. Yeah, spent some time with the family. Just hung out. Nothing too crazy. You're okay? Everything's good?
Everything's good on my end, bro.
Good, man. Well, listen, this has been a very crazy week. Baseball was delayed for the Mets, right?
Well, today is opening Met Day.
And today is technically opening Met Day right now, correct? Sam Darnold traded to the Panthers. We're going to talk about that right now. Yankee baseball started. Gary Sanchez hitting 2 home runs the last 3 games. Like, crazy stuff. You picked Gonzaga to go to win the whole thing. I picked Baylor to win the whole thing. Who's in the finals? Gonzaga and Baylor. Right.
Go.
So, very interesting week for sports. So, you want to get right into it, Boog? Let's get right into it.
Let's get into your guy. That's your guy right there.
All right. So first off, before we start this, make sure that pause. If you are watching this, make sure if you like, share, and comment, you will be entered into a sweepstakes to win a shirt today. So please make sure that you like, share, and comment to be entered into the draw. But anyways,
what's the shirt look
like? You tell me, Boog. Boom. Brooklyn Nets shirt. Nets take over. And then we also have our New York Knicks. New York Knicks is back, B. So make sure you check that out. And even if you don't win a shirt, support us anyway. Buy a shirt. Biggs has tons of them with LaMarcus Aldridge as a Spur. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about Sam Darnold, though. Sam Darnold traded today to the Carolina Panthers for a second-round pick this year. A 6th-round pick this year, and then next year a 2- and 4th-round pick for next year. Sam Darnold, oh man,
fans, talk to me, man.
Jet fans, talk to me. Exactly.
It's your time right now.
Listen, as a Jet fan, as a Sam Darnold fan, I'm sad to see him go. I think he got a bad rep in New York. I think he wasn't given the right opportunities. I don't think that the Jets ever gave him enough weapons to really try to make this team into something. I think he had a horrible head coach and Adam Gase. I think he had a bad rep in New York, and I really hope he turns out to do well in Carolina.
I mean, he not only did he have a bad rep, he had a whole bunch of coaching changes, GM changes. He had to keep learning offenses. He got no weapons around him. So it was a lot of bad things that was happening. I mean, it was the bad run Jet organization, to be honest with you. So now you got a team who wants him, who has McCaffrey as a running back. He's arriving back. They have weapons. They weren't happy with how Bridgewater was over there in Carolina. So they was willing to give up 3 picks for him. So you got a team that's going to embrace him. I think they're going to utilize his talents, being in the pocket, especially like the shorter passes and stuff like that. And now the Jets get to start all over again.
They
but
sure
a brand new quarterback.
Because we all know that they're going to draft Zach Wilson, right? That's a thing, right? Yep. It's they've been going to his training camps. They've been talking about how they really like Wilson. Right. Listen, if I'm the Jets, I've been saying it for weeks. I think you give Sam Darnold another shot. I think you give him another shot. You draft him some talent. The crazy thing is that he actually played pretty good football with Robbie Anderson, and now he's technically reunited with Robbie Anderson.
Well, how fitting would it be him and Robbie Anderson have a great season
in Carolina,
and then in Jetland, say that poor rookie is gonna go through a nightmare. If they treat him like they treated Sam, I feel sorry for the kid. I don't care how talented you are as a quarterback. You still need pieces around you.
No,
unless the Jets fix that, I don't know. But they're picking up a lot of capital in the drafting, so maybe they're gonna do it from the bottom up again. They're gonna start over. I don't know. I don't know. Jet fans, you're gonna have to talk to me. I don't get it. So.
Well, let me ask you this though: is Sam Darnold going to be the starting quarterback for Carolina, or is it still going to be Teddy Bridgewater?
No, I think they're gonna have him start, and I think they're gonna because he has an option left on his contract. I think they was talking about like paying him. You know what I'm saying? So if they're talking about paying him, they might actually ship Bridgewater to somebody for something.
But they paid. Didn't they give Bridgewater a huge contract?
I think it was like a 2-year deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I think it was a 4-year, $80 million. I think it was a 4-year, $80 million deal. I did. And yeah, Chris, I did think that Sam Darnold was going to stay because I thought
No, you swore he was going to stay.
Yeah. No. My inside source said that the Sam Darnold was not going to be a Jet, and I said that I think that if they can't get any good picks for him, that they would make him and Wilson compete for the job this year. My reason behind that is because I didn't think the Jets would settle for a 6th-round pick for Sam Darnold for this year.
But it's not just a 6th-round pick. You got to understand, you're getting a high pick and you're getting a six-round pick extra, right? And then you're going to get a high 2 picks next year.
Carolina,
so they're not thinking about just now. They're thinking about, like,
honestly, I think Carolina stole this. I think Carolina stole it. I think Sam Darnold is worth more than a 1st round, a 6th round, 2nd, and 4th. I don't
think the Jets wanted to pay him, though. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, They didn't want to pay him, and I guess they didn't believe in him. So,
Right. Right. No, I know they got a 2nd and a 4th, but the potential of Sam Darnold is a 1st-round pick.
Still, he was
picked in the 1st round. No, I don't. They should have gotten more for him. I think Carolina stole this deal. In my opinion.
This is my thing, Lou. How are you going to expect a lot from a failing quarterback? 3 years in the league, he didn't do anything statistically. He had very low numbers as a quarterback. How much? What did you realistically feel that the Jets were going to get for him? Honestly, like, I thought be happy with this trade. Honestly,
I thought the Jets would at least get another quarterback in this deal. Like, I thought that they would trade Sam Darnold.
Getting another quarterback in the draft,
right? No, I know that, but I know that, but I thought that for Sam Darnold per se, like there were so many talks about the whole Deshaun Watson thing and trading.
See, now you're right about that, because Deshaun Watson was supposed to go to Carolina. Like, Carolina was one of the teams that wanted him. So since Deshaun Watson is going through what he's going through, this is their contingency plan. They believe in Sam Darnold. I guess that's their 2nd option. So they're going all in. You know what I'm saying? Because once you make a decision, go for a quarterback, you have to go all in. You can't, go.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tippy-toe through that. You gotta actually say, all right, you know what? I'm gonna take Sam Darnold. But think about it. You think the Jets would have pulled the trigger if they were better offers than that? This is probably the best offer they got. You already heard last week, we mentioned it. Nobody was offering more than a 3rd round, it's a lower deal for him, and that's it. So they got 3 picks for him, 2 high picks next year. Like, you can't beat that, bro. Honestly.
No, no. Listen, again, I do understand that. My thing is that there was so much talk about what the Jets could get for Sam Darnold. Listen, and we've been talking about for weeks of all the salary cap that the Jets have, and they haven't been making moves. So I expected a bigger deal for the whole Sam Darnold thing. I really did. Chris, stop.
I mean, that's how ridiculous you sound right now.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Jets really lost in this deal.
Listen,
I think it was an even deal. I think it was a good deal for both sides, honestly. It's a good deal for both sides. So. Carolina got a quarterback they wanted, and the Jets got draft capital and don't have to pay him. So I can't see how that's a loss for the Jets. For a guy that they was just going to lose, because if they kept him, it would have been a competition for no reason. Because obviously they would, if they drafted Wilson, obviously they don't have no plans for Darnold. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna let him go. They weren't going to pay him, so then he would have got nothing for him. I got something for him.
I understand that. I do. I really thought that.
I agree, Chris.
There would be something else. I guess the league just doesn't see Sam Darnold as the New York fans do, and I'm not even a Jets fan. I see a lot of potential in Sam Darnold. I hope he succeeds in Carolina. I really do.
I think he has an opportunity to do a lot better than he did there. They're going to put him in a better position. It's a better run organization. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to like diss the Jet organization, but let's be honest. Like, the Jets haven't proven to take care of their players. So
the Bridgewater deal, by the way, 3 years, $63 million.
Okay.
For Bridgewater. So I mean, so is he going to be the backup now, or they're gonna try to trade Bridgewater now to make Sam Darnold?
I think that's from what I heard. I think they're gonna at least try to get rid of him, because they were very dissatisfied with how he played. So they're gonna try to get rid of him. If they can't, they're just gonna have him as a backup, a very expensive backup, I should add. But that's what they're gonna do. So
no, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
But anyways, let's move over to the next side of the Giants. Tell me what is Daniel Jones been doing? Tell me, Book.
Yo, Daniel Jones seemed to be trying to grow up and be a leader on this team because if I'm not mistaken, I read that the guy was having little private throw sessions. He wanted to do a private throw session with all the new weapons that he got, so that he can get familiar with them early, way before preseason starts. I mean, that's a veteran move right there. Like, I can't believe it. I hope this translates into a good season. I mean, maybe he's feeling the pressure that knowing that this has got to be the year that he shows something. So, he got the Garrett's offense, without COVID now. Like, what I'm saying is he's going to have an opportunity to go through the offense, unlike last year where he had to do everything like online, to learn the offense online. Now he's going to actually get to integrate the offense with new people, help them, they get a little chemistry going early. Like, that's leadership right there, man. So hopefully that translates into a good season.
I really hope this is also Daniel Jones's way of saying, like, hey, listen, I want to stay a Giant. I want to be here. I want to help this team win football games.
Right.
I'm improving every year. I want to be a leader. And I honestly, I think Joe Judge and Daniel Jones make a really good team. I was a little skeptical about Joe Judge because he was a special teams coach from the Patriots, but he knows his shit. He's very formative. So far, yeah. He's doing a great job, I think, with this Giants organization. I really think with a good, my boy just made a layup. Good. I'm gonna watch the game in a little bit. I can't watch it now. I'm glad Peyton made a layup. Good. Yeah.
We've got Mets and Nets.
We got Mets, Nets, and we got the NCAA basketball game
after the show. Yeah. So,
but
I hope you guys are watching us and them.
But you know what, Chris? Not for nothing too, though. DJ was also, DJ is not your typical, I'm going to throw the ball every time, right? He's not Peyton Manning. He uses his legs, and Saquon Barkley was hurt. So, and Gallman, and now Saquon's going to be back. Gallman Jr., I think, did a great job at playing at number 2.
Is he gone?
No, he's still a free agent right now.
That's crazy. Like, I guess they don't want to give him. Something's going on with that. I don't know, because they was talking about needing a backup running back and stuff like that. But like, right. why won't they just keep Gallman? There's something. I'm
assuming, to be honest, Gallman had a pretty good season. If you look at his numbers, numbers are pretty good for the amount of games that he started. Right. He's probably asking for a lot of money. To be honest, he's probably asking for a good deal. Especially to be a backup,
allowing him to go look and see for himself. I guess maybe.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, listen, Chris, you're right. DJ doesn't know how to protect himself that well. Turf Monster took away an 84-yard touchdown from him, during the Eagles last year. Very embarrassing. But he got the touchdown still. That's the main thing. He got the touchdown. I just think it's a little bit more experience. And I think this is the last year that the Giants are going to bank on Daniel Jones because this is going to be his 3rd year, right?
Yep.
Same thing with Sam Darnold that happened. It was his 3rd year. Jets said, that's it. Move it on, and teams don't give other teams more time, quarterbacks more time now because they just move on. That's
because they want their franchise quarterback, man. And
right,
they're not going to linger around too long, especially if there's something better that might come along. So
correct. And speaking of franchise quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson now has 22 allegations against him now.
Yes, it's looking real bad. But like I said, let's see what the other side of the story is going to say. So
I'm surprised he hasn't said more.
I think there's probably a reason for that. His lawyers is probably saying for him not to say anything, I guess, until all the counts are accounted for, because I believe that there's more that other lawyer is trying to process and stuff like that. So I guess when it's all said and done, we'll get to the bottom of the truth.
Get to the bottom of everything. I would love to hear what he's saying.
Yeah, because it's looking real crazy right now.
It's crazy. it's absolutely insane.
So. All right, let's go. I know this is not New York related, but we can't not cover the championship game that's happening right after the show. You can't not cover it. So, Baylor had a nice, easy, win going into the championship. But how about Gonzaga?
Wow. So Gonzaga, 14.5 favorites against the UCLA, right? And game goes into overtime. And Boog, you want to show them what happened the last 16 seconds of that game?
Oh, man. Now, this was probably, I want to say, in the top tier of all-time college games that I watched. Because, like I said, I don't have a skin in the game because I'm a St. John's fan and / Syracuse fan. So I didn't have a skin in the game. So to watch this game and be that excited about it, it was amazing. So Let's take a look at it.
12 seconds. Again with the ball in his hands in the paint. Floater.
Look at that. Get his own
Gets
rebound.
his own rebound.
That was huge. They felt like, all right, we're going into OT at least. Gonzaga said, I don't think so.
Unreal.
That's
yikes. Unreal.
Big season remains on go.
And you got to feel bad for the UCLA kids. Like,
yo, can you imagine how devastated they feel playing that good of a game for it to end like that?
Right.
Oh man!
And you know what's crazy too is that UCLA was an 11th seed, right?
Yes.
So that means that technically they were like the 44th best team.
Like Cinderella.
Right. And they played Gonzaga like they were a #1 team. And, they're rivals, like Boogie mentioned earlier. They're technically considered rivals, right?
They know each other. They know each other very well. So,
right.
like, if there was any team, I guess, that would be the team that would give them problems. Like, because I personally don't think Baylor is going to give them the same trouble that UCLA gave, and reason being is because Baylor has a whole bunch of they play small ball. You know what I'm saying? Like they got shorter players. So then you got the stash. You know what I'm saying? The stash who's heavily in the post. I don't know if they can stop him, man. I think that's going to be the matchup to watch tonight.
Right.
I don't think they got anybody that can stop him because they do press the guards a lot. So I mean, Suggs is high off that win, so I know Suggs is going to have a good game. He's definitely solidified himself top 3 in the draft. So
yeah, for sure.
I think Gonzaga. I mean, because Baylor, the thing that Baylor does have, they move the basketball around flawlessly. They have a great team-oriented skill to them, and that all is attested to not really having one and dones on that team. They all got experience playing with each other. Also, Gonzaga has that because they were good last year, but then they added a one and done in Suggs.
Right, correct, right.
I still think it's gonna be a good game.
And Gonzaga also went to the NCAA championship a few years ago and lost to North Carolina.
Right.
And this is the first time that Baylor's been in the championships in 73 years.
That's a long time.
So regardless, we're going to see some history today. Yes. Either Gonzaga's perfect season since Indiana in the 70s, or Baylor winning a championship in over 70 years, right? So it's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun.
I hope it's a good game.
I hope it's a good game too. I mean, listen, nothing beats that Villanova North Carolina game a few years ago where he hit the 3 at the buzzer to win the championship. Like, I would love to see something like that. Was great. I won a ton of money on that game because I bet Villanova to win the whole thing at the start, and I went crazy. But anyways, so that's besides the point. But this is the best part I love about college basketball. It gets to also show some people who were probably entered the draft that might not have been seen as much, but now they're getting a lot of camera time and a lot of play time on national television.
That guy on UCLA is just saying.
Right. Yeah. Correct. Right.
Am I saying his name right? Just saying. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
The guy who had like 29 points. That guy.
He went crazy. Like
great. Right. And he played great basketball the entire playoffs.
Have the Knicks sign him up.
Sign him. Right. So, but it's nice to see stuff like that. So, and that's what makes these tournaments great. You know, it's awesome.
For sure. And also shout out to Stanford on the women's side. That was a great game too.
Right. They beat was that the team that beat UConn? No. I'm thinking about the other team that beat UConn.
Nah, but that one went down to the buzzer too. So that was a great championship. So I don't think that the men's is gonna have a championship like that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just hoping that's gonna be a good one.
Right. No, I agree.
Moving on to the team that's
the line is
winning against the Nets right now.
6.5. The line's 6.5. Favor of Gonzaga. Listen, Boogie, you're more of a Knicks guy than I am. Knicks have been kind of struggling a little bit, right? They blew out the Pistons though.
That was a must win because of what happened before that.
Right. Correct. And Bill, you just missed it. Sam Darnold, if you guys are just tuning in, Sam Darnold a few hours ago has been officially traded to the Carolina Panthers for a 6th round pick this year and a 2nd and 4th round pick next year.
That's right, Bill.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, but go ahead. Tell me about the Knicks, Boogie. Tell me about the Knicks.
Well, we took a tough loss against the Timberwolves. Like, we shouldn't have lost that game at all. They just decided to forget how to play basketball at the end of the game because they had a sizable lead. And then we go against the Mavericks, when we had an 18-point lead, and then all of a sudden everybody forgot how to play offense. So I don't know what happened. Like they're 2 games over 500. I mean, then now they on a 3-game losing streak. They go a 1 game under 500. So now that made that Piston game a must win. So, but they took care of business because they blew them out bad, bad. But a positive note because see, you always, as a Knicks fan, especially this type of year, you got to take the positives. Even when there's bad things, you got to take the positives. One of the positives are that, hey, you know what? At this point, since Toronto's doing so bad, we're way ahead of them, and they're like 11th. So it's a good possibility we're making the playoffs. All right. So let's take that. Let's try to raise our goal to being not in the play-in to be in the playoffs. So we're looking for 6 seed. So if we can have that as a goal, you know what I'm saying, then it's a success. It's going to be a successful season regardless, because I think the Knicks are making the playoffs straight up.
Right. Very true. And nobody expected that, right?
Yeah. And on another note, Obi Toppin sightings have been happening. All
Right.
of a sudden, like he was almost banished. I think Knox was going to take his spot. Then all of a sudden, he decided to say, "Hey, Knicks, I have some talent." Right? He started.
Hey, give me some more minutes. I'm going to show you some things.
Yo.
So why don't you show him that? Why don't you show him that dunk?
Oh, Obi Top. Yes. Now let's think about this. We got a player, right, who's not getting no minutes. He's trying to shoot all these 3-pointers and stuff like that. We know he's a high flyer, right?
Yep.
So he actually took that high flying into the game. Let's take a look.
Gibson pokes it away and steals it from Porzingis. It's an omnipresent now, blocking shots. This time the strip. Quickly for 3.
Oh!
Look at the Knicks bench go crazy too.
Look at him trying to be calm. Look at him trying to be calm.
Right.
Yeah. Come on, bro. You already know. Hopping, popping.
Love it.
Clive
Love
Frazier at his best.
And you know what's nice about Obi Toppin too? I know he's not playing as much, and yeah, he's trying to solidify a starting position on this team, but he has been the most dominant, I want to say, first rounder that we've had in a few years, in my opinion. Right? Because you had Kevin Obi Toppin. Like as far as like trying to solidify his spot on the team, in my opinion. Because you had Kevin Knox, who I thought his rookie year was very disappointing, right? You had Frank Ntilikina, who I was like, he was, he might do something. Obi Toppin is a lot of fun to watch. I love watching him. And I mean, and listen, don't get me wrong. I know RJ Barrett is like the star, but that was planned, right? Like we knew RJ Barrett was going to start right away. We knew, Obi Toppin he's, in my opinion, more exciting to watch than RJ Barrett, just because he can dunk and do that stuff. And I know RJ Barrett has the basketball IQ. I know that. But I like Obi Toppin a lot. I like watching him. I think he's a good addition for the Knicks. And I really hope that eventually he's a starter for us, in my opinion. I like him a lot.
That's the hope. I don't know if I want to put him in front of RJ Barrett just yet, because RJ Barrett turned the corner. You know what I'm saying?
No. I am not saying that RJ Barrett isn't playing well.
Being a top draft pick, he's proven to.
I know that, but what I'm getting at is that the expectation was that RJ Barrett was supposed to be up here, to start, and he's now getting up there. And in my opinion, when we got Obi Toppin, he wasn't quite up there. You know what I mean?
Well, right now, Obi Toppin was looking lost out there, to be honest with you. Like, Obi Toppin was looking just as lost as Knox been looking. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, it's his rookie season, so I can't really – it's in a rookie season where we don't really have a legitimate point guard. So, and he's the type of guy who's very reliant on a point guard since he's a high flyer, and he's trying to develop a jump shot, you know what I'm saying, which is something that wasn't his strong point in college. So, like I said, I see him developing, because right now I already see an improvement, which is great. You know what I'm saying? It took RJ towards the end of the year last year before COVID hit when he started making his strides. You know what I'm saying? So now, like I said, when I see RJ making his strides, we see Mitchell Robinson making his strides whenever he's healthy. So Quickly's different. You know what I'm saying? I know Quickly's fun to watch, like you said, Chris, and everything. And I like Quickly as well, especially since the fact he was a shock, projected to be in the second round. We took him 25th. But little guards it's easier for guards to catch on, you know what I'm saying? Because they got the basketball in their hands and stuff like that. His knock was that he doesn't have the court vision yet. because he was playing more of the shooting role in college, so they want him to have more court vision. And I actually starting to see that a little better now. But I think that he needs to find that balance because sometimes he has the open shot. I know he want to shoot it, but he wants to pass it. He don't want to be Alonzo Trier Jr. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he's like trying to figure himself out. So, but he's still ahead of Obi Toppin. But Obi Toppin has just now started like this past week. He
needs more minutes.
Yes, he does, because he's now starting. I think the game is starting to slow down now because I think he was playing too fast. You know what I'm saying? Trying to rush, trying to make things happen. It's starting to slow down for him a little bit now. So I think.
And listen, it could be an adrenaline thing too. It could be, listen, I'm in the NBA now. I gotta push, and I'm overdoing it, and I'm overshooting now, and my adrenaline is up. And now he could be like, all right, you know what? I got my first 30 games in the NBA, 40 games in the NBA. Because he was hurt for a little bit. Now he's like, you know what? I'm starting to get into the groove of things because he's playing a lot better. Even defensively, he's playing a lot better too. So
I steals,
right.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Obi Toppin. I think as a person too. I think he's a good kid. And I want to see him succeed. And in New York, I would love to see him succeed in New York. And RJ Barrett, Chris, you're crazy to take if you would take IQ over RJ Barrett right now, bro. You can't.
No, but I mean, in an opinion base, you know what I'm saying? I could see the potential of IQ. You know what I'm saying? But right now, RJ Barrett can do a lot more. RJ Barrett plays defense. He gets rebounding. He can bring the ball up the court. You know what I'm saying? It's just the shooting. And he can take it to the rack. He can finish, but it's the shooting. Once the shooting gets more consistent, boy, he's going to be a problem.
Well, let me ask you, Boogie, what do you think the Knicks would offer RJ Barrett when it's time for a contract? Do you think they sign RJ Barrett to a 8-year deal, 7-year deal kind of thing, 5-year?
No, I don't think those type of deals are even like that. You know what I'm saying? The NBA is not for like non-A level stars. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's quite going to be an A-level star. He might be a great secondary star, like he is now with Randall. But I still don't. I think Randall's a really good second star myself. You know what I'm saying? But RJ Barrett, it all depends on if he gets that jump shot down, Pat. Because you see Edwards on the Timberwolves talking trash. When you got a rookie talking trash, talking about, I'm okay with you taking the last shot, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's when you know, like, yo, I got to get my stuff together. I got to get my stuff together. So
yeah, but you know what? But he's also Anthony Edwards is also trying to make a name for himself because he's the #1 pick.
He already has
probably the best dunk of the year, right? He already has probably, like, let's be honest, it's probably the best dunk of the year. He has nothing to lose on a Minnesota team that's basically one of the worst teams in the NBA. He can talk crap all he wants, especially when they beat teams, because any game that Minnesota plays, they're an underdog, no matter what. So if they beat teams, he's going to talk crap. He's going to get pumped up. I don't blame him.
Right. So it's all up to RJ to shut him up, because I think they got to see him again. So
they do, yeah. So he's going to have to.
Yeah, he's going to have to do what he got to do.
He's going to do what he's got to do is right. Correct.
Well,
yeah. All right, so let's
go into the team that the Knicks
are now losing. Knicks are now losing to this team, the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets just all right. Last week,
winning now.
We spoke about last week how LaMarcus Aldridge was going to be a Net. He is officially a Net. He has played with the Nets, despite with our flyer shows. He's also what do you think, Boog? What do you think about Aldridge being on the Nets?
Well, that's another transaction that the Nets did that supposedly the guys washed up, and this dude immediately started showing signs of being serviceable. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as he got in there, no practice, started doing his post-up fadeaways and now he's hitting threes too. That he actually added that to his game. So, like, I don't. That's a positive plus win-win for the Nets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what can I say? Like, all the people that want a ring, they're going there to the Nets and they're gonna try to make it happen. He said, "I'm gonna take a back seat." He got no choice but to take a back seat. But obviously, he's making a difference immediately, especially since they can't get their entire big three going right now at the same time.
Right. No, I am so curious. Like, first off, didn't they say Kevin Durant was supposed to be back 2 weeks right after the All-Star break, and now it's 2 weeks after the All-Star break, and then Kevin Durant is still out, and then he gets all this press. I don't know if you guys know about this whole thing Boogie, you want to explain what happens with Kevin Durant and comedian Rappaport?
Well, we all know that Kevin Durant is very sensitive. I don't care what nobody said. He was sensitive since he got in the league because he was pulling stunts like that back when he was on OKC. But he had felt some type of way about something that Barkley and him said. So he had that interview, the after game interview, and Barkley asked him a simple question about you worked very hard to get be able to play basketball after such a severe injury. You know what I'm saying? Are you surprised? That kind of question, like, are you surprised you got back here so fast? Blah blah blah. So now he just said, no. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he won't answer them. So on Durant tried to say that obviously he was salty, right? So he tried to say, oh, Barkley gave me a yes or no question, so that's all I'm gonna give him, and blah blah blah. So Michael Rappaport called him out on it. You know what I'm saying? Called him sensitive. So what did Durant do? In his sensitive way, he went at him. But the thing is, he went at him in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? You can't be saying those type of things to somebody. You know what I mean? Even though it's in the private conversation, you can't be saying all those type of things and not think that it's going to get out. But this is my thing, right? Michael Rappaport is the type of guy. He's a comedian. He's the type of guy that's, he tries to be the cool guy, stuff like that. And he kind of broke that code, that no snitching code. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree with that, right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now, he's been taking a lot of heat. Like Michael, I mean, I'm not condoning anything that Durant said to him or nothing like that, but now he's taking a lot of heat. You know what I'm saying? Michael Rappaport. So he was on I think he was on Undisputed today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's take a look at what happened there on Undisputed.
Your side of the story. So how do you feel now that you've had time to really think about everything?
Oh, it's been crazy. It's been tough. The last few days have been tough. Have been crazy. I've gone out of the house and I get, sneers and I get finger pointing and I don't do good with sneers and snickers. And then I actually went to the dog park with my dog, and people that usually, say hello and even play with my dog, they don't want to play with my dog Wheezy. And then
when I first saw this, I really thought he was serious too.
I'm like, shop, and they said, "Not today, Cupcake." And it's weird. It's like, why are you?
Yo, look at Shannon.
Why are you calling me Cupcake? And then I get online and social media, and I know I put it out there, but people online have been so cruel and mean. And I have to say about the people on social media that I don't know. I could give a crap.
So listen, Michael Rappaport is a troll, okay? So KD is sensitive, yes. But in my opinion, Rappaport also, he did kind of break a code, in my opinion, where like there are some things that should be not shown, right? Like why can't two celebrities just have a conversation, be mad at each other, and why does it have to go viral? It doesn't have to. You know what I mean? So KD is sensitive, yes, but I also think that Michael was also being a little bitch, in my opinion, to make it go public. But listen, we also haven't really heard from Michael Rappaport in a while, in my opinion. Like you barely, I barely hear from the guy. So this could have been his way.
He's more social media stuff now. He got his own little gimmick going on.
But this is also
the shame thing that he does, and
this could also be a way for him to promote himself.
That's
correct.
A bad way to do it. Not like that.
Negative publicity isn't always bad publicity. It's just get him more followers, whatever it is. It could have been a move like that. But no, it was stupid. It was stupid. I mean, he shouldn't have done it. But KD's sensitive too. KD should be smarter. He's one of the main faces of the NBA. You got to be smarter about these things. If you want to argue with somebody, don't call them a pussy. Don't call them a bitch. You can have your opinion, but just don't, be professional about it. Even if they're not, be the bigger man in that situation. So it's both parts, right? It's both parts in my opinion. But anyways, it is what it is. But the Nets, as of yesterday, were tied for the first place lead in the NBA East now, right? This is like the first time that they finally caught up, that some team caught up to the 76ers, because the 76ers have been up there for a very long time. And you have the Bucks down there only 2 games behind. And then after that, it's from 4 to 10. It's anyone's game from 4 to 10.
And then also Durant kind of explained himself too. Like he acts like he said, I want to be out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to play, you know, but the team is holding me back. You know what I'm saying? So I guess for precautionary reasons or whatever the case, whatever the docs are saying. So he's putting it on the docs really. He's basically saying that he wants to be the one, you know, he wants to play. That's basically what he's trying to say. He wants to play. But, you know, like I said, if that's the role he's going to do, it is what it is. The Nets actually might end up being geniuses because at the end of the day, they all might be rested. So when it comes to playoff time, they all might be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like they all might be good to go and you know what I'm saying? Like all this will be in the back burner. Like we don't even be talking about them not playing no more. So you know, it is what it is. Like, you're right. They won't need them until about playoff time. So, but my only concern is the chemistry, though, because when you talk about playoff is like everything gets slowed down. You know, so when everything gets slowed down, now you get to a point where situational things happen. Like, okay, or on a last second shot, is such and such going to be here or there? You know what I'm saying? Or on a defensive player, are you going to switch or is he going to try to go through the pick? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, little tiny things that chemistry you won't have to think of. You have to be second guessing because you haven't played that many games with these guys. You know what I'm saying? So I think things like that might make a break, especially in a close game like a 76ers, like Lou said. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what's going to happen.
And you know what, Chris, you're right. Let's hope Kyrie Irving doesn't have another birthday to go to during playoffs. And he'll be ready for playoff time because the Nets are going to need him. I'm sorry to say, Nets are going to need him. They're going to Kyrie, Harden, Durant. They're to beat any team in the West that I think goes to the championship. You're going to need all those guys because the Jazz look unstoppable right now. The Phoenix Suns look amazing right now. The Lakers are showing that they need LeBron James and Anthony Davis in order to compete. And the Clippers are always going to be up there with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, you know they got another year together too, the Clippers. So don't sleep on them.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just saying, like I'm saying if you're a team in the East and you are the Brooklyn Nets, and if you make it to the championship, don't think that you're just going to win the championship because there are a lot of hot teams in the West right now. And listen, even the Dallas Mavericks started off super slow, and now they're already 8 games over 500.
They almost went to the Knicks, so I'm not really thinking that they ought to have any type of
but they did it.
And KP, and you know, KP is not going to stay injury free. So
that's very true too. That's not going to happen. No, that's not going to happen. No.
All right. So moving on to the opening day Mets, who Nimmo just messed up on a play not too long ago before they went to commercial break.
Very nice.
I'm excited being a Met fan. You know, it was a long-awaited season begin since the Nats were scared of us. So they played the COVID card. You know what I'm saying? So finally we get to play now. We got to watch all the other teams play. It's our time to finally play, and we're playing a hot Philly team who destroyed the Braves. You know, their pitching was unbelievable. Ex-Met Zach Wheeler had an amazing game. Like, so their pitching has definitely been dominant.
One hit. He had only one hit.
Yeah, man. So Phillies, they're trying to live up to the hype. You know, Braves, I don't know what happened to you guys. So hopefully the Mets don't fall into the same trap the Braves did. So still second, I think, in the second inning. So let's see what happens.
Right. Boogie, let me ask you, what do you I now that the Mets season officially takes place, where do you see the Mets record-wise on a 162-game season? Do you see them? Is this a 90-win? I know you think that they're going to win the East. So are the Mets a 90-win team?
90 plus.
You think
90
so?
Plus. 90 plus. It's going to be north of 90. They're going to win a lot of games, I think, because there's a lot of bad teams in the National League. And I haven't really studied their schedule like that yet. But just knowing that the regular teams I know that they play, they're better than the majority of the team. Most of the competition they're going to go is going to be in their own division, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And they play, obviously, you know, division games. They play a lot of them. So that's going to be their toughest challenge. And I think the National League champion is probably going to come out that division, to be honest with you. I'm not saying that the Mets are going to go. I'm just saying, you know.
You think like either the Braves, Marlins, or Mets might possibly.
Because they only could get each other better. Playing big competition like that on a regular basis, it only could be better. Obviously, you see Lindor, that's in my background. He signed his huge contract, right?
Right, he sure did.
New regime.
10 years, $341 million.
It is a new regime on Metland because even Alderson had his, they had their press conference and he said they're going to act like they're a big market team. So that tells me not to worry because we have a lot of worries. Now that they signed him, you still have Syndergaard that needs an extension. You still have Conforto that needs an extension. The Mets secretly were talking to DeGrom because he has an option at the end of this year, trying to give him an extension, but that didn't work out right now so far. So he's shutting down negotiations till the end of the season. So with that being said, that they're trying to be a big market team, I'm hoping they're going to at least take care of the players that we need to take care of and extend them so that we can continue whatever run that we're trying to have with our core players.
You know, Boogie, you think that the Mets are going to win high 90s? I'm going to tell you, Boog, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Mets win 80 plus. I think the Mets are only a 86 to 87 win team this year. And not because they're not capable, but you can't pitch DeGrom every game, right? And Syndergaard is still hurt. You don't have Carrasco right now. You're going to have to bank on Peterson and Lucchesi to kind of step up for you guys right now. Stroman. I don't think Stroman's that good. I think he's okay. I think he's a good 3 or 4, but I am having trouble seeing this team win 96 games, 95 games.
I expect that, and I respect it. I respect that opinion of you. But you have to remember that Syndergaard will be back. He's not going to be gone all season. He will be back. Carrasco will be back. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are already ahead of schedule. Lugo is ahead of schedule. So, like, you're acting like our pitchers are not going to be healthy for the majority of the season. Like, these guys are scheduled to arrive back soon.
All I'm saying is that there have been a lot of free agents this year that went to the NL, and I think it's going to be very hard for any team besides the Dodgers and Padres to win close to 100 games this year. That's my opinion.
Games. I like Peterson at all, but he's not going to win 15 games.
Yeah, Peterson. No, Uncle Ben. I can see. Listen, Peterson's going to be in the 4 or 5th role, right? So he's going to get good matchups, but I can see him winning 11 to 12 games, maybe. No, I don't know about 15 though. I don't know about 15. I would say
well with the block. Let's go.
I would say 11 or 12. I can give Peterson 11 or 12. I can see Peterson being 11-9, 12-9 kind of thing. Just because he's still technically he hasn't played a full year. This is technically his first full year. I like Peterson. I picked him up in one of my fantasy leagues.
Now you like Peterson because before when I was talking about he's going to be our 5th starter, you didn't like Peterson.
No. I have been more toward Lucchesi because I've experienced Lucchesi. I've seen him. Pause.
Really?
Pause. Okay. I've experienced seeing Lucchesi actually pitch. Now that I'm actually seeing Peterson and what he was during spring training a little bit more, now I'm like, all right, I can see him do well. He could do well. Do well.
Well, they have to decide whether they're going to allow him to start as the 5th starter or because they're trying to bounce around the idea of him, like they're having a reliever. I think pitch the first 2 innings and then he finishes out the game or stuff like that. But I think he has a good enough pitching repertoire to start. So let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Give him a shot.
Right. Oh, did ESPN let go of Paul Pierce?
Oh, because of that.
Because of the pictures?
Man,
That's
crazy. Breaking news: Paul Pierce fired from ESPN for being lewd actions on social media.
Listen, the guy's retired. I understand that he's working for a new organization, but the guy was just having fun. He probably shouldn't have taken those pictures.
Yeah, but ESPN.
I get it.
That's a Disney company, man.
I know.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
Come on, Paul Pierce. What are you doing, brother? What are you doing, man? But all right, but let's listen. Mets, again, I think they're going to be an over 500 team. I don't think they're going to win 95 games, Book. I'm sorry.
Okay, so with that being said, you got to question the Yankees, right? Because
it's 3 games in the year. Come on. 3 games in the year. Listen, as a New York Yankees fan, Cole pitched an okay game. Kluber pitched.
Cole went 5 innings.
Went 5 innings, 2 runs.
8 strikeouts.
Right. 2 runs. Kluber did pretty well.
Kluber had
pitched
4
well,
innings, 5 Ks.
right? And your main gave up a couple of runs, and then
3
King
runs in 3
right,
innings.
right, and then King stepped it up and didn't give up anything and kept us in that game. But it's been our hitting.
6 scoreless innings, 1 hit ball, retired the last 15.
Right, great pitching, great pitching. I am just saying that this is a hitting thing, and we can't blame the guy who's in the bottom right corner right now.
And
It's not
who's that
Gary
guy?
Sanchez. Gary Sanchez
Lou,
has 2 home runs.
how many strikeouts does he have on the season?
0. If I told you if I had a question for you, how many strikeouts will Gary Sanchez have after 3 games? I would have told you at least 4. Minimum. He has 0. That means he's putting the ball in play.
So right now, as we speak, your prediction of the Yankees is the total opposite of what you thought. You thought the pitching wasn't going to be good enough, which it has been.
Right.
And you thought the hitting was going to be phenomenal, which it hasn't been. And you thought Sanchez should get out of here. And he's clearly, right now, one of your better hitters.
I mean, apparently Aaron Judge has
What's
something.
happening?
Aaron Judge is right. Aaron Judge is saying right now that Gary Sanchez is potential AL MVP, and he's listen. Gary Sanchez is on pace for 118 home runs. So I respect it. I respect it.
Thank you, Chris. Because Lou, you're saying all this stuff about the Mets, about all the other teams are better than us. We got no pitching. But let's talk about the AL East.
Yeah, but the AL East is
The
not as
Orioles
hard as
are 3-0.
the AL.
Orioles are 3-0.
The NL East is by far stronger division than the AL East, in my opinion, anyway. In my opinion. Listen, the Marlins were a surprise team last year. They're young and hungry. They made it to the second round of the playoffs. I would be worried about them. The Philadelphia Phillies came out swinging. You always got to worry about the Atlanta Braves, and you always got to worry about the Washington Nationals, regardless, right? I think Washington's going to finish in 4th or last this year in that division anyway. But
How about the Blue Jays?
But I was going to get to the AL East. The Blue Jays are super young, super talented. That is really the only team that I'm kind of worried about as far as the Yankees goes, because I think the Rays got rid of a couple of too many people and didn't sign enough.
Just don't overlook them undefeated Orioles.
I'm overlooking the undefeated Orioles, okay? Let's just stop. They beat a broken down Boston Red Sox team.
Who's also in your division.
Right, who sucks, okay? If it was the other way around, and Boston Red Sox could have easily swept the Orioles, and everyone would have been like, oh my God, the Boston Red Sox are back. Like, no, the Red Sox are going to be awful. The Orioles are going to be awful. And if I'm not mistaken, go look at the last 5 years of Baltimore. They always start off hot the first 10 games of the year. Always start off hot. The year, a couple of years ago, when they won only 45 games, they started off the year 8-2. They started off the year 8-2, and they finished 45 and 120, whatever, 117. I'm telling you, Orioles just always start off hot. They're playing a weak Boston team. Don't overthink it. Let's stop joking around. Boston or the Baltimore Orioles aren't going anywhere. Okay, they have a lot. They actually have some good hitters, though. They have some good hitters, but they're not. They have no pitching. They have absolutely no pitching. So
all right.
Well, but I'm looking forward to I think the Yankees win the division still. I would have told a couple weeks ago. I told you I thought the Blue Jays would, but then the Yankees signed Kluber. And I really kind of like the way that the Yankees were playing in spring training. So I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say that the Yankees win the division, but I think the Yankees only win like 93 games. I don't think they win like 100 games. I don't know, 92 games. And that's what I think anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see because I don't know. Like I said, everything you predicted seems to be the opposite right now. So,
all right. So the Yankees are going to finish last in the division and go 7 and only win 70 games.
I doubt they're going to finish last, but they better get their hitting together.
Chris, how many wins do you think the Yankees are going to win? Chris, tell me, how many wins do you think the Mets and the Yankees are going to win?
He said the Mets are going to win 82 games.
Did he say 82?
Yeah. So
you're not even considering the Mets a playoff team? Because there's no way.
Yankees 85. That's what I'm saying. Chris, come on, bro.
No, the Mets are not winning 82
games. 82 games is, bro.
That means they're 82 and 70, 82 and 80.
Bro.
82 and 80. That's not happening.
You're out of your mind, Chris.
That's a little low.
We're not a 500 team, bro. No.
Yeah. No, I said like 85, 86, 86 and 76.
I was saying more 90, 90 plus. I'm thinking more 90. I'm more 90 than 90 plus, but I'm thinking no lower than 90. That's what I'm thinking.
And he's right.
See,
though.
this is my thing. NL East is tough, but the Mets are tough. See, you got to get out of the losing mentality, bro. Like, yeah, the NL East is tough. The Mets are part of that tough NL East. The Mets are good. Face it. The Mets are good, bro.
Aaron Judge hit a home run.
There you go. Aaron Judge.
Come on, Aaron Judge. There you go. First home run of the year. Thank you. Thank you. Because he started off bad too. He started off he was 3 for 14 for the year.
All right.
So for the first 3 games.
Knicks is still winning.
Knicks are still winning right now, and the Yankees are up 1.
LINDOR is up to bat right now.
And the Yankees are up 1-0 against the 3-0 leading division Baltimore Orioles. So
they tough, man.
Yeah, that's tough. Alrighty. What else do we have? Oh, do you have any other topics today, Bug?
No, not really. But shout out to Hubert Davis for taking over the reins.
North Carolina.
That's huge. I think he's the first black person to lead North Carolina. So that's a pretty big deal. And awesome. And he was a star. He was a star of North Carolina. So what I'm saying, that's great. They kept it in the family because I'm pretty sure he got the nod of approval because I think they wouldn't have just hired anybody. So
well, it's kind of like what the Georgetown did with Patrick Ewing, and Patrick Ewing has finally made his first March Madness in 4 years, right? He's been with them for a while now. Yep. So I mean, it's
like
awesome
to see it,
though.
Yeah,
I like to see it. I agree.
I like to see these ex-Knicks making a mark in the NCAA.
I agree. But all right, guys, before we go, though, we want to make sure that please, if you are not already, please follow us on Facebook and Twitch and Instagram and all that good stuff. Boogie, show them the merch again, Boog. Show them the merch. If you want to buy a shirt, please contact Boogie
or myself.
If
you're a Net fan, there's no way you can say no to this shirt, right?
There's no way you can say no to that shirt, right?
If you're a Knicks fan, there's no way you can say no to this shirt.
The Knicks is back, B. And listen, Boogie, your prediction is that Gonzaga does beat Baylor today, right? Yes. I'm going to say Baylor beats Gonzaga.
What did you say the spread was? 6?
6.5.
I think Gonzaga will cover.
You think so?
Yes. I think
you want to bet $10 on that?
No.
You owe me okay. All right. You know what? I'll give you a chance to win your money back. You owe me $20 now. I went up to 30. You want to bet? It's 20. I will bet you $10 that Baylor beats Gonzaga straight up. Okay. Is that bet?
Oh, $20 that Gonzaga.
$10. 10.
Oh, I thought you said 20.
No, $10 that Baylor beats Gonzaga straight up.
Cool. $11 Gonzaga.
$10.
You already shook. Shook hands.
Right. Yeah. All right. Fine. All right. $11. So if I win, I'm up 31. If you win, I'm up 9. All right. That's fair.
Hard is out the rest of the game.
Good.
With the Knicks already with the lead.
Right. No,
the Mets have the bases loaded with 2 outs. There's a lot of action happening, guys. I'm glad you guys stayed with us and tuned in. But I'm about to jump right over the TV, just like how you guys are, because there's a lot of sports happening right now. So thank you for watching. Continue to follow us. Continue to support us. Thank you, guys.
And thanks, guys. Have a good rest of your night. And until next week, episode number 27, Sports Talk with Boogie and Lou. Boogie, I will see you later, brother.
Yes, sir.